Look at this massive squall. Ooh, how far it goes. Wow, it looks big to me. And then check it out on the radar.
I like that you think small things are big. It helps me. Works to my benefit.
Look at this. Ryan picked it up on radar. That looks big to me.
So we actually have a lock on it. I can tell which direction the squall's moving and how big it is and how much rain and everything. Just with this B&G Halo radar. I know that's a little bit of a product plug, but it's a heartfelt one. At least check it out if you're in the market for a radar as one of your options. It still has a lock on the squall. That's really cool. I know people are gonna go, all radars do that. Not this good. I've used a lot of radars and they'll find it, but they won't track it this well, and they won't show the intensity this clearly. It might actually rain out before it gets to us. You ready?
Ready.
Ready to out. Absolute. Not yet, Nicole.
Okay. Tacked at the perfect time. Ryan is kind of waiting to see if the rain, all that rain would rain itself out in that squall. And it did. As we were tacking, it finished, and you'll have to come and see what it looks like.
You can see the squall. It's tracking the heaviest part of the rain, and you can see the dots showing the breadcrumbs from the direction. So it's moving opposite direction as us right now. So it's pretty much gone. That was cool.
Yay!
This radar came in handy.
Yep. There have been 30-degree wind shifts.
These shifts are all associated with the squalls. Like winds tend to suck into a squall. So when you see the dark clouds, you can anticipate that the winds are gonna usually move kind of in that direction, and the closer you get, a lot of times they'll also get stronger. Let me show you why we're excited about wind shifts. Say you have a rad boat and you want to sail to a bitchin' island, but the island is directly upwind. Sailboats can't go into the wind, so normally you sail one way for a while, then sail the other way until you finally reach the destination. But in reality, the wind often changes direction. When that happens, sailing in one direction will point you closer to your destination than the other. If you pay attention to those wind shifts, you can always check to make sure you're going in the direction that is as close to your destination as possible. You'll sail a shorter distance and reach your destination more quickly. If you want more tips like this in the future, or you think Nicole has a nice ass, please subscribe and click like. Or if you think I have a nice ass, or if you think I am an ass. A lot of times, when you see a band of clouds, the wind is usually perpendicular to that band of clouds, or almost perpendicular. In this case, the band of clouds is running in this direction and the wind is coming from right over there. So it's a classic example of a little local weather pattern.
I have a smart man.
Just watch a lot of YouTube.
Not out here, data's expensive.
Gotta save it for the point.
He's not joking.
I'm joking.
Sleeping mom and dad. While they are snoozing and recovering, I'll give them a break because they're in their 80s. Ryan is working on our fins. Thank you, mom and dad, for bringing my new freediving fins. And Ryan is, what are you doing? Gluing something on them?
Rails.
He's gluing the rails.
Put these on the end of the fin. It keeps it from slipping back and forth when you kick.
Oh, he can actually hold his breath for over 4 minutes. Static, right? Just chilling in the water. 4 minutes holding his breath. I'm maybe at 2. 4 minutes, 20 seconds, sorry.
Which is really
420. Lately, I've become a bit complacent with learning new stuff. And every once in a while, Ryan kind of reminds me, you know, you have this body that can do so many amazing things. And I need to be reminded of that every once in a while. I started picking up freediving. Ryan is a wealth of information. You know, he has a degree in outdoor recreation. He's a PADI and NAUI scuba instructor, kayak instructor, kiteboarding instructor, a surfing instructor. I know I'm missing things. Sailing instructor, hello. I need to take advantage of that. So I'm learning a new skill, freediving. I've been doing a lot of reading in this book, and I've also been doing some breathing tables, which you're gonna learn about in a few seconds. Also, he downloaded this really cool app. Let's see if you can see. And it basically has you breathe and for how long, and then to hold your breath, and then to breathe and then to hold your breath. So it's developing your
it helps you build tolerance to a buildup of carbon dioxide, which is the gas that triggers the need to breathe. So when you're holding your breath, what you're mainly feeling when you're like, oh, I can't hold my breath any longer, you're not really feeling a lack of oxygen. You're experiencing a buildup of carbon dioxide. And that feeling of needing to breathe happens way before you actually need to breathe. So if you run these tables, you build up your tolerance to carbon dioxide. You start becoming more attuned to the other triggers. For the record, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anything that I say, look it up yourself and find it somewhere else before you actually go and try this stuff.
Check it out. This is what I'm used to. These are what I'm gonna learn to swim in. Look at the difference.
These longer fins are specifically designed just for freediving, and they allow a much slower, more powerful stroke. Whereas these shorter fins are designed for body surfing, bodyboarding, swimming, things like that, where it's desirable to have like a really quick, fast stroke and maybe changing directions often. It's interesting because they're two totally different designs for basically the same thing, a way to create propulsion using your legs while you're playing in the water. Turn the foot pocket inside out like this. Then your foot slides in very, very easily, like that. You just flip it over and your fin's on. You're good to go.
From the book I'm reading, I'm learning how to kick with these long fins, and I'm conditioning my legs for the extra strength they require. We left Ryan back on the boat because he doesn't make water. Actually, he's gonna go kiting too. But Dad, Mom, and I decided to come back with Nani. And she took us around. You guys coming out or what? Pineapples! Look at these. Oh, they're so cute! Now that's a pretty view. Nani, and that is the
Mauarua.
Mauarua.
Maua is like mauna in Hawaiian, which
Okay.
means mountain.
Okay.
Rua is like loa, which means tall or long. So it's a tall mountain. So this is 100-cent franc here in French Polynesia. And there's also 50-cent francs. And both of them have the Mauarua engraved on it. And this is a mountain right here. You can actually see this in Mutiny on the Bounty as well.
Oh, you can?
Yep. It was actually a representation of Pitcairn Island. They use Moorea as their backdrop. Yeah. Car to open up later.
This is where they came to film the sounds and the sights for those relaxation tapes. Do you remember those tapes back in the day?
Normally you cut it with a knife.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
These are the mape trees?
Yes. And they used it as a form of communication. You get a rock and you hit the trunk. Boom, boom, boom.
Really?
Why don't you try it?
And that's how they could they would communicate?
You could communicate that way. And everybody thinks that this is a flower, but it's not. They're colored leaves. And here's the actual flower.
But the root is the ginger that we eat.
Yes. So I love walking barefoot.
Can you see them in there?
Yep, they're right there.
Yeah. I have no tweezers, but I might have some alcohol swabs. Make sure when you're hiking with Nani, you come prepared and you bring your alcohol swabs.
Oh, you would have been.
It's time to say goodbye to Moorea and head back to Tahiti. Ryan's made the decision to motor sail a good distance away from the island before turning towards Tahiti, so if anything goes wrong, we are less likely to be blown onto the reef.
With these squalls, we're seeing 40-degree, 50-degree wind shifts, and the wind speed is going up and down, 15, 20 knots at a time sometimes, which makes it really difficult to sail and hold any kind of heading. Plus, these waves they're really steep. They look big, and they look big because they're really close together, because they're made by wind. You can't go straight into those because it's too much like little ramps that just pound the boat. But we can't go too far sort of at an angle because then they push us closer and closer to shore. The whole magic trick here is to try to find the right angle and the right speed where you can get away from the shore far enough that you have safety, but we're not going so far straight offshore and we're not pounding too much, which can cause damage but it's tricky. So here's another wind shift. I have to turn away from the wind and now we're actually heading back towards the shore again a little bit. That was a big one. That was a 30-degree wind shift. That happened in a period of about 2 minutes.
We're gonna come into the marina, and I'm really nervous about that because we have not come into the marina with Kiapa Nui yet, and I'm really nervous about getting the dock lines. That's my job. Ryan drives in and I have to do the dock lines. Thankfully we have some friends that are going to be waiting there for us to help out. Cross your fingers that I get it right. Oh, look at this. The wind against current. This is the one that we actually went in reverse with Naoma when the forward position on the transmission went out. Now you get to see it in the daylight. And then just beyond the pass, right there, it's like super calm. Such a trip. Look at now how calm the water is starting to become. Compared to this. It's like all of a sudden then it's smooth once you like come into the lagoon. Now we have to come into the marina. And now I'm getting even more nervous. This is always where like the best place to have arguments is pulling in and out of a marina and these damn dock lines. Whew. Can't have enough lines. I know we're not done. Good job, guys. And we made it. Went super smooth. Ryan was a champ driving Kiapa Nui, and for the first time in the marina, I did good. And we're still married. For all of you who are watching, who are sailors, who sail with your spouse, you know what I'm talking about. So you know what time it is? It's time for a glass of wine in celebration. I am happy. This episode is made possible by viewers like you. Click the link for more info.